Okay, so once more, good evening, everyone, and welcome to live streaming. And of course, we have a StreamYard community for us to help you out in your live streaming journey together with StreamYard. Also, please join us and support our advocacy of promoting LinkedIn. Okay, for networking and jobs. It's LinkedIn Local Philippines Metro South. And please, of course, please connect or follow me in LinkedIn if you have comments, questions, suggestions with regards to live streaming in StreamYard. So here we go. So starting with, uh, of course, some of you may ask, what is the cost of StreamYard? So I'm flashing it now. StreamYard has a free mode as well. Okay. In addition, I'm pasting down the link for you to access StreamYard. So here it is. It has free. So free, basic, and a professional. So I'm gonna toggle, okay, this button. So notice the price difference. Okay. And of course, yep, I've been through all the way from free to professional. So yep, when I started out, of course, in free, that is the point I was trying to discover StreamYard. So of course, as you regularly stream, of course your followers, your brand will grow. So definitely you have to level up. Okay. So currently, of course, now we're using a professional, but again, I guess the main difference with a professional here is you get to have the HD. So those are some of the points or the features that pushed us to professional is of course the multi-stream destinations, not necessarily the multiple cameras, but the full HD and individual audio recordings. So the power of individual audio recordings is definitely if you're planning to repurpose, okay, repurpose your content, may it be for podcasting. So that's the power of having a professional subscription in StreamYard. Okay? So next one, I would like to, of course, for those, especially for those who are coaches, trainers, planning to be content creators and influencers. I made a quick search earlier, okay, on what are the benefits of live streaming. Okay. And of course, as you can see here, we are seeing a lot of reasons. Okay. And but for me, what stand out is of course real time engagement. Okay, number one, I get to interact with our audience real time. Okay, they will see my authenticity. They can witness my authenticity, whether I make so much and ahs. Okay, my mistakes in doing live stream. Of course, growth. Okay, everyone is vying to grow using live stream to grow your personal brand, to grow your business. Okay, another one, exclusivity. Okay, you may do also membership type, exclusive to your subscribers, to your members, to your Facebook group members. Okay, of course, intimacy. Okay, you get to interact with me real time. Of course, the only difference is not, of course, online and adaptation. One benefit of that with live streaming is, of course, when you are subscribed, let's say in YouTube, you get to be notified ASAP. Okay, when there's a live stream, because most people nowadays, of course, are into their mobile phones. Ayan. So hoping some of these reasons, of course, will get to inspire you to do live streaming. And of course, I am here. You can always connect and message me privately on tips, tricks, again, comments and questions if you have with live streaming, of course, with StreamYard. So, okay, so let's begin. I have here a web browser, but of course, specifically, StreamYard prefers Google Chrome. Okay, I'm just showing to you how it is using Firefox. Okay, so of course, typing in StreamYard. So what you're seeing right now is my panel. Okay, my panel in StreamYard. Okay, let's first discover how to create a broadcast. But first, okay, the first thing you have to do is, of course, set your destinations. Okay, so in addition, this evening we are also live in Twitch, okay, LinkedIn, and Facebook. For Facebook, we are actually also live in two Facebook pages. Okay, so I'm showing you here the destination. So here are showing you some of the destinations, okay, that you can utilize StreamYard with. So again, we have Facebook page, group, may it be your profile, LinkedIn page or profile, of course, YouTube channel, Twitter. We can also, of course, for the gamers out there, Twitch, hop in and custom RTMP. So after you have defined your destinations, of course, you may now create your broadcast. So to create a broadcast in StreamYard is easy. Of course, heading up under this drop down, we'll discover pre-recorded in a few minutes. But for now, let me show you how it looks like when you select new broadcast. So now we're seeing the destinations I set StreamYard with. Okay, so the other button here is we can also do recording. Okay, recording, which means it can be not live. So I can use StreamYard as well, similar to OBS. And of course, there's the plus button here where you can add additional destination. Okay, so those are those that is how quick it is to create a broadcast in StreamYard. Okay, so next thing, if you have created a broadcast in StreamYard, okay, let me show you one of our future broadcasts. Let's say uh, optimization of project management. So notice here our upcoming, these are the list of our upcoming live streams. So already, yeah, they are already lined up and populated. And as you can see here, the schedules. Let's try going into optimization of project management. And of course, in addition, yeah, one more thing, you may be prompted for access to your web browser for the camera and microphone. Best practice, when you've seen this notification, please select allow. Okay? So right now, what we're seeing is the additional. I already have, of course, StreamYard with me, the one we're using for this live stream, and the other one, this one here, newly opened. So I'm just saying and sharing to you that I can open StreamYard on multiple browsers. So the one you're seeing, the other one you're seeing on my screen is the webcam on my laptop. And the other one is my other webcam. Okay, so I'm going to enter the studio now. So notice here, when you enter the studio, you can turn off your microphone, you can turn off your camera. Okay, so these controls are also inside when you get to select enter studio. So entering studio now. Okay, so this is the look and feel of the broadcast, which is optimization of project management, initiation, and planning. Okay, so next up, one of the most important items, of course, before live streaming is, of course, setting things up. Okay, before we go live. So here at the bottom, again, uh, microphone, video, webcam is prevalent here. Those three entering settings. Okay, so these are, of course, one of the important things before we enter or before we go live is tweaking out these settings. So, okay, for this demonstration purposes, I'm in, let's say, let's go initially on general. Of course, the advantage with the professional plan is having the HD. We are, of course, we are currently live streaming in 1080, 1920 by 1080p. So here, I can reduce this. Of course, if I have a low internet connection or bandwidth. Okay, shift. These are the typical settings that we enable on our experience with StreamYard for, uh, I think this is our almost third year of using a StreamYard. So the pandemic also inspired us to do, pushed us to do live streaming. Okay, so one notable thing here is if you're opting for to repurpose your content, you may enable record a separate audio file. So later, we'll discuss more about this feature. But basically, this is recording separately. So if I have, let's say, Lester Ilagan and Jamaica, StreamYard is actually recording individually their audio or their voices, whatever sound their microphone are recording. StreamYard will be recording them individually, and you can download that. So I'll be showing you later more of that. Okay, removing Lester and Jamaica once more. Okay, another one is best practice. What we do is we disable automatically add shared screens videos to stream. So this is basically when I add, let's say, under share, I'm going to add a, let's say, a video file. Let me check if I have any video file. Let's say this file. Okay, so the difference with that is, of course, from the word itself, it's not automatically added into the stream. So more of that later. I'll be sharing the reason. Okay. So let me remove, heading over to this ellipses, removing this from the studio, heading back once more to settings. Okay, under general. So those are basically the important items under general. Camera, of course, because I am utilizing currently the webcam of my laptop, and uh, I'm using a mirrorless camera for those who are also wondering. So here I can see on my drop down, I also have OBS with me. I can use that as a virtual camera as well. So of course, this may vary depending on your hardware. Okay, so in addition, of course, suggesting if you're be uh, getting serious with live streaming, highly suggesting you invest in a good quality camera, of course, and of course, definitely microphone. Okay, so let's head over to audio. So showing you uh, the available microphones of mine. So of course, I also invested heavily in microphones. What I am currently using right now is a simple dynamic microphone. Okay, the difference with the dynamic and the condenser is the dynamic. This one blocks the noise. Okay, and unlike the condenser, it's very, very, very sensitive. So if you're using a condenser, preferred you should have a silent or acoustically treated room. Okay, so that's the advantage of having a dynamic microphone. Okay, like this, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So notice the rejection. Okay, the background rejection of noise of having a dynamic microphone. So in addition, a I'm also a musician. So it's also an advantage if you have a USB interface. So my dynamic microphone is plugged into a USB interface. So I guess let me show you quickly my setup. Okay, adding my camera to on the stream. Okay, so I'm using the popular Focusrite interface for guitarists. Okay, so those that is what I'm using. But of course, there's a lot of options that you can use. Okay, for USB interface, and if you think my webcam is kinda clear, I am using a uh, Canon M200. Okay, of course, the latest camera nowadays, like Sony, um, those mirrorless, of course, can be used as a webcam for your live stream. So those are basically my setup when I do live. But of course, if I have an RGB lights on my background, I can add additional lights, RGB, to beautify my background, the scene. Okay, so moving forward further, removing my camera too. In addition, of course, same with Zoom. In StreamYard, you can do virtual backgrounds. So easy as 1, 2, 3. I guess I may have to bring in Jamaica once more. Okay. Hello, Jamaica. So Jamaica actually is utilizing the virtual uh, background. Very easy, di ba, Jamaica?
Yes po. You can
Ayan.
just click on the side.
Ayan. Oh, click on the side. So, yep, showing you uh, doesn't support virtual background. I think this one supports more on Chrome. Okay, so let me demo out pala no using a virtual background. Of course, this is more effective if you have a green screen. Uh those green screens, those are cheap. Probably you can buy them. I bought mine. I don't have it with me, but I bought mine in Lazada. Those green backgrounds. But to demo this out, let's say I'm thinking I have a green screen. There's an option here if you have a green screen, but I can copy uh, what Jamaica is using. So by default, I guess the brick wall and this, what do you call this? The sala set, the sala. Okay, those are the available things by default. But of course, you can also bring in your custom virtual background. And also here, there's an option here for blur as well. Okay, so once more, take note. This feature, of course, uses more computing power. So take note, take note of that. Okay, if you have of course, a great hardware, yeah, you may use this. You may utilize this feature. Okay, thank you, Jamaica. Okay, let me remove that virtual background. Selecting none. Okay, so here's the slight blur. Okay, but of course, those effects, of course, may depend. Yan, mainly on your on your camera. So let's say you have a fast lens, okay? Those shallow depth of field, blurring out the background. That's more effective. My situation here is I'm just simply using the default, the kit lens of this camera, but better if you're having a fast lens, the one with the smaller aperture. I think I have one. Here's my other camera for my separate camera. So here I'm using a prime lens. This has, I think this is, can go up to 1.4 aperture. So this lens can give us a more shallow depth of field. So again, those having a blurry background. Okay, so moving forward, heading back once more to settings, audio virtual background hotkeys, uh, layout, crop solo layout to show background image. So simply it's cropping out. So this is that simple effect of that. So what you're seeing for this layout is the crop is turned off. Okay, so you're seeing the full frame of my camera. Okay, going back under setting, what else? Of course, I can enable my guests. So Lester and Jamaica is probably seeing the comments that Genesca had given. Okay, because guest see viewer comments is enabled. Play a sound. Of course, guests, they have also an added feature where this is more stringent if you prefer. Having guests must authenticate. And if you have those, if you're planning to ban someone, of course, it has that feature as well. Okay, so that's basically it for settings. Let me jump into the branding before we discover share and invite. So once more, our goal here first is to set up. Okay, to set up everything before we do the actual live stream. Okay, so next on the right panel, again, we're seeing the comments here by default. Okay, you can hover over, show, and hide. So once more, repeating that on this live stream, let's say I would like to, I'm seeing the list here actually. On my live panel, I'm seeing all of the comments that we are streaming into. So for demonstration purposes, I'm seeing the comment of John Lester in YouTube. So that comment, of course, came from YouTube. Uh, Nelsie in LinkedIn. Okay. And of course, this is also a comment in Facebook inviting you to join us in Digital Creatives Philippines. So that's basically it. Of course, before we do live stream, you have to create the banner. So what are those banners? So I have here um our banners, but of course you can categorize it with depending on uh, your streams. So we have an upcoming event for web dev ZBrush, so showing you the banners. Okay, so let me show you how to create a banner. Simple as that. In addition, let's say hi, or this is a banner. Okay, when I select add banner, it's simply a banner. Okay, similar to uh, what I'm gonna be flashing right now. Join our community, Digital Creatives community. This is simply a banner. If I would like to turn this into a scrolling ticker, okay, it's simply hovering over and selecting this pen, okay, and enabling scroll across bottom ticker. So what you're seeing now, which is join us for live streaming with StreamYard, is a scrolling banner, scrolling ticker. Okay, turning it off, turning it on. Okay, for us, we normally turn off the scrolling ticker if our audience, or if I'm showing you, or if it's necessary that I get to show the full view. Let's say I'm doing a training and I'm sharing a screen. So that would be the perfect scenario for turning off the ticker. Let's say on this layout. And then I'm suddenly showing you the bottom control. So definitely turning off the scrolling ticker is a must. Okay, heading back to this layout. So those are simply banners. Of course, most importantly is, of course, your brand. So if you're into big, huge, large companies, definitely you have some branding guidelines. So here we can input hashtags to be exact on what color. And for the brand color, this affects, of course, uh, the outline. Let's say the outline of our comments or scrolling tickers. So let me say change this to a different color. So notice that effect. It updates the rest. So by default, StreamYard has this 4 themes. Of course, again, StreamYard is cloud-based. Okay, so when we say cloud-based, notice here I'm just simply harnessing or using a web browser. Okay, and of course, most laptops, even your mobile phones, has a web browser. So it doesn't consume so much computing power than like Zoom, wherein you have to install, diba? You have to install Zoom specifically. So this, again, StreamYard may run into a simple hardware or computer. Okay. Okay, so showing you the themes, and to show you the themes, let me show a banner. Heading back to brand. So this is the bubble, the classic, minimal, and block. Okay, show display names is simply when I add myself into the stream, when you add someone. Okay, let me remove the banner for now. Show display names is simply showing. Let's for now I named this as camera 1. On our live stream it's Jomarc Baquiran. So I can turn this off by simply selecting show display names. So simple as that. Okay, I just named this as camera 1 to show you another perspective. Okay, so those are for the theme. Okay, let me change the color back to, let's say, a purplish color. Okay, so for logo, we typically do not utilize logo so much, but by default, you're seeing here the StreamYard logo. Let me show this to you. That one. Okay. Okay, going to solo mode. That one. Powered by StreamYard. So to create this, of course, it has to have a transparency. Ayan, transparency. Okay, and the file format for that typically is a PNG, not JPEG, guys, not JPEG. An extension of PNG. So, uh, showing you. Of course, you may use for the Canva users out there. You may use, of course, Canva. Uh, for this demo, I'm using Photoshop. Yep, Photoshop is very, very powerful. I'll show you later on why we're using Photoshop. We typically use Photoshop to design the thumbnails. So if you have noticed, the thumbnail for the YouTube and Facebook that we had a while ago, those are created using Photoshop. And the advantage of using Photoshop is I can repurpose that asset into After Effects. So if you've noticed earlier when we did the intro video where I allowed you to have some time to register, those initially came from Photoshop and then imported into After Effects and animated. Okay, so here again, going back to logos. Okay, so that logo, if you're planning to do a logo, you have to, let's say, the StreamYard logo. I am creating this one actually has a resolution of 1280 by 720, which is the preferred resolution if you're creating a background image. So take note of this resolution 1280 once more by 720. So if I plan to have StreamYard appear on the upper right, okay? So we're seeing this checkerboard. This checkerboard denotes transparency. So let me turn on this layer. So that's having no transparency at all. So from here, if you're using Photoshop like me, or if you're planning to use the shortcut key for that is Control Shift Alt S. Okay, for me to save this as a transparent asset. So you're seeing here PNG24. Okay, again, preferably suggesting you set this out to PNG24. Of course, you can tweak the image size for this and hit save. So again, we typically don't use logo because we can utilize or uh, overlay serves that effect as well. Once more, overlay serves that effect as well. So here in Photoshop, I placed the StreamYard logo here. Notice if I save this now, again, transparency, PNG24, transparency enabled in Photoshop. Uh, okay, so let's say saving this now as logo. Okay, where did I save that? Okay, here it is. So if I bring this over, heading over, we're now discovering once more overlay. Adding overlay, selecting logo. So notice the effect now. Uh, Turning off logo. That's the logo now. Okay. Changing this a different background. The overlay now is serving the purpose of logo. So in the stream, I'm gonna be turning off uh, the default logo of StreamYard. So there it is. It's reflecting. Turning this off. Okay. And I created an additional overlay. So if, let's say, I'm trying to hide something or I would like to flash anything, I created this overlay for demonstration purposes. So notice the white background has transparency as well. Okay, so that's simply an overlay. And at times, we utilize overlays for accidents. Okay, I can have an overlay that covers the entire frame, and that would be uh, for emergency purposes if ever I get to quickly hide or, yep, quickly hide the background. So that is basically the overlay. Okay, moving forward, showing you the clips. So notice when we started out this live stream, I played some promotional videos. So definitely, if you're planning to be, of course, if you're an influencer, you have sponsors. So those are the moment in time you get to play videos. You get to play your promotional videos. And as you've seen earlier, I get to play the intro video. So notice here a while ago, by default, you have that countdown here, StreamYard. Okay, so by default, okay, when you get to show a video clip, it hides everything at the back. So it automatically mutes of course my microphone, mutes everyone, and gets to highlight that uh, video. So for us, it's a practice that we always, of course, animate um, our thumbnails. So once more, that's the reason of being into the Adobe ecosystem. So if I have a thumbnail created in Photoshop, I can repurpose and animate that into After Effects. So here, I disconnected my hard drive, so I have missing assets. But this is basically, I'm showing you the After Effects or our layers here created a while ago to create this intro video. So once more, let me show you this intro video created in After Effects. So again, that is the main reason, the advantage of utilizing uh, Adobe Creative Cloud subscription to create your assets, your branding assets for StreamYard. So here again, I'm showing you uh, our workflow of animating the assets created in Photoshop going into StreamYard. Okay, so that's basically the video clips. In addition, I guess one more important thing is the recommended size is once more 1280 by 720. Maximum length, it has to be 10 minutes. So notice here, uh, our intro outro is 5 minutes. You have that info there. And lastly, the size to be 200 MB. Okay, so this may be the question right now. How to compress. So definitely, if you export uh, the After Effects file, it will be more than 200 MB. Definitely, it's a larger file. The workaround for this is getting into this time, bringing in After Effects into Premiere Pro. Okay, so we're actually using Premiere Pro to add in the audio. So here's the audio file. And for us to compress that file less than 200 MB, here in Premiere Pro, I'm going to hit Control M. Okay, Control M is the shortcut key to bring us to send to media encoder. Okay, I'm having broken links because I pulled out my hard drive. But again, the workaround to bring the file to less than 200 MB, again, 200 MB, is bringing that file into Adobe Media Encoder. And from here, you need to head over to under preset. Okay, and under the video tab, okay, going into full screen mode and turning off this banner. Under video tab, I want you to scroll down into target bit rate. Okay, so notice here, it has an estimated file size 762, which is out of our target range. To bring that down, let's say reducing this, let's say to 5, hitting tab. It's now 199. So to be sure, I'll probably be keying in 4.9. And export this out once more as MP4 with the format of H.264. So that is the workaround for reducing the file size for your videos in uh, Yard. Okay, so going back to StreamYard. Okay, what else? The background, of course. Simply the background, again, created. You may use Canva or any other photo or image editing software. Again, this background was created in Photoshop. Okay, in addition, I have no sample with me, but you can also utilize GIF files as background. So again, recommended file size is 1280 by 720. There's some default backgrounds here, but of course, it's your brand. You have a branding, probably you have some branding guidelines. Again, you have the option uh, to tweak everything out to comply with your branding guidelines. So in addition, We have background music. Again, you can have this in loop. Let me show you, or allow me to, for you to hear the default, let's say the acoustic cinematic. So these are some of the default background music in StreamYard. And if you're asking me, of course, we're preventing copyright strikes, right? So highly suggesting you check, or you check your music if it goes into if you have a right for that. So take note of those copyright strikes. So add in, or make sure you have permission to use those background music. Okay. So there are tons of royalty-free audios you can go into and add music. But for us, our typical workflow is we go into mostly YouTube, and on their music library, we utilize those royalty-free audios or music in YouTube. So those can be downloaded. Like for this sample, Skylines, this one, Anno Domini Beats, was from YouTube, brought over to Premiere Pro as our background music. So those are basically it. And in addition, private chat. So of course, private chat, you get to talk um, to those who are on stage or off stage. So this is not privately, publicly visible. So I can chat to Jamaica, let's say, thank you so much, or you're good to go. You can do that. You can communicate with everyone, may they be on stage or off stage. Okay, so those are the things in the right panel of StreamYard. Okay, and of course, on the upper right, there's the big button to go live. For this situation, I'm showing you a broadcast, okay, to be broadcasted in LinkedIn. Okay, we have the option to head back here, edit. That's also available when you head back home. We can remove this, or during live stream itself, we can head over to that social media page. So right click, heading into LinkedIn right now. In addition, for those who are planning to utilize StreamYard for uh, live stream, it is preferred that you are final with whatever details you would like to share for your event. So for this one, because if you plan to make additional changes, StreamYard doesn't allow you to make further edits. You have, again, once more, the exception. You have to go back to LinkedIn and do the edit. So it's not allowed in StreamYard. So that is the workaround for that. Or you may delete delete the broadcast, or edit the broadcast, delete that one. So by deleting this, you may uncheck. So notice here, a post was created on LinkedIn. Let's see if I can. Oh, I am not. I'm not allowed, but definitely the safe way for that is going into the main source and making the edits. So I'm not the admin for this. That's why I'm not seeing the manage or edit button in LinkedIn. So again, for LinkedIn, if you're having some revisions on your event description, highly suggesting you head over to LinkedIn itself and do the manual edits. Okay, so we're done with the studio settings, the right panel. So I guess it's now time to discuss the final steps before going live. Okay, so if ever your banners, your brands are all set, uh, it's now time to inform your guests. Okay, so of course, being prepared. Okay, planning to fail is failing to plan. Informing your guests ahead of time, giving them a tech run beforehand for them to be familiarized with StreamYard. And one of the typical things that brings in confusion or stress is, I guess, the main thing that we experience most of the time is, of course, um, when you open up StreamYard, right away you should allow your browser to access the webcam and microphone. The other one is sharing. Okay, so here at the bottom, we can see the screen and the plus button. We can I can share slides here coming all the way from Google Slides. Okay, or from your computer itself. Okay, so notice here video animations are currently not supported. And the good thing with StreamYard being cloud based is you get to be surprised with a newest feature. Unlike unlike Zoom or some live streaming softwares that you that needs to be installed, the difference here being in the cloud, you get to be updated all at once. So again, share. I can add an extra camera once more, seeing that notification to allow. Okay, I can add an extra camera. Uh, and recall, I have shown you another technique, okay, of adding an extra camera. So again, let me add that extra camera. So this is another technique of sharing an additional camera. So going into the group layout. So now I'm utilizing another camera. In addition, of course, StreamYard works perfectly well with your mobile phones. You can use your mobile phones, most especially, yeah, for those Android users or iOS. They have Chrome web browsers. So for this, I opened up StreamYard on once more Google Chrome, and I plugged in an additional adapter to reduce or an earphone 3.5 millimeter to remove the possible feedback. So sometimes when we do um, unboxing, we utilize this technique in StreamYard, utilizing mobile phones to create different angles. So let's say I am in the future, you need to demo out, or simply you want to have a multi camera effect in StreamYard. So that is simply the technique. So someone is, I guess, you may also be asking, what if I have multiple Canon cameras? So sadly, those that is not possible. You need to have another laptop together with your mirrorless camera for to have that effect. Okay, and actually, mobile phones are now powerful, has powerful cameras. So yeah, basically, you may utilize them to create a multi-camera effect. Okay, so going back to share again, this is in a way similar to our video clips. The difference with this, let's say, once more under share video file, selecting this video. The supported file types here: MP4, MOV, M4V, 3GP, 3GP, 3G. Uh, 2. So selecting this MP4. Okay. So notice at the bottom. Okay. When I hover over, I can add this to the stream, and this is the reason uh, initially that under general, I disabled automatically add shared screen videos to stream. So from here, I can now uh, add this into the stream.
Hi, today we're going to talk about what exactly is StreamYard. So StreamYard is a live streaming
Okay,
studio.
we have the ability to pause this, to scrub this out, and we have the visual cue, or we have visibility if ever this video is about to end. So those are some of the ways, but of course it depends on the use case. And the advantage of uploading or utilizing the video clips here on the right side is these are, or this will be hosted in the servers. Okay, then this video being pulled out from your hard drive. So this one gives you a clearer or more high resolution, more clear video. Okay, so those are the share. And lastly, of course, when you're doing live stream, highly preferred you have at least 2 monitors. So for this demonstration, uh, let me share again under share screen. We typically, of course, it is preferred that you get to share your screen. Okay, so I'm stopping now. Again, sharing screen. So it's not visible right now, but the option here for sharing a screen, we have 3 options. It's entire screen. Okay, I hope you're seeing this. Okay, the option here is sharing the entire screen, a window, or a Chrome tab. So the difference, of course, you may probably have some guest who has slides that has video or audios. They probably be sharing some sites that has audio. So for that, there are 2 options. The Chrome tab and entire screen has the ability to share system audio. So take note of that. Of course, it is highly suggested you utilize entire screen to share audio. So for here, let's say I'm going to enable share system audio. Selecting share. Okay, let's say I'm pulling out a YouTube video, or your speaker uh, would like to share a YouTube video. So for this to happen, switching layouts, adding this to stream. So this requires me again to tick that option to enable audio. So if ever I get to
Iams, tailored nutrition for puppies.
play or show
with
this
omega-3 and DHAs
YouTube video,
to
you're
make them
hearing
grow
this.
smarter
So I
and
hope you're
strong.
hearing
See the wow
this
with
right
Iams.
now.
Developed with veteran.
So that is basically what sharing is in StreamYard. So these items should be, of course, once more discussed to your guests that you're bringing in on stage before you go live. So, of course, again, highly suggesting you do a tech run on that before you go live. And finally, so that I can let Lester and Jamaica go, is the invite uh, button. So, of course, if you're planning to invite, you have a guest, you have a speaker, it's heading over simply to invite, and it's simply sharing this link to them. Okay? So, of course, you have here the instructions for guests. But like we've discussed earlier, those are the same things that is mentioned under that web page. We have the option to utilize Gmail email messenger. So for those who are brave souls out there who would like to have a quick pick, okay, I just pasted down the link for you to join this live stream. Okay, for you to be on stage. So that is the same link I shared to Lester and Jamaica. Okay, that's the same link I shared to them for them to be into uh this link. Okay, so that's basically it. Leaving the studio, of course, and that's how quick it is. Quick, easy, simple it is to do live streams in StreamYard. And lastly, okay, so after that, it's all been discussed, okay, and communicated. You now have the ability, of course, to click the go live button. Or if it's not live, if this is a record session, okay, so showing you the record version. Let's say, let's quickly create a new broadcast, which is simply for recording. Okay, creating a new broadcast. Again, selecting allow. So notice here the difference. It's record. So this is the option wherein you get to have the similar feature to OBS. I am simply recording my screen here. So the advantage of this record as well is if you're planning to do a pre-recorded live stream. So I can fake this out. Okay, let's say your speaker has different time zones than you. Okay, you may do a pre, or you may utilize the record version to do pre-recorded live stream. So again, creating a pre-recorded stream in StreamYard is once more heading over to broadcast, use a pre-recorded video. So from here, I can, well, select the recording. And to be safe, it's preferred that you utilize 1280 by 720 as well. So here, again, I can upload. Okay. On the past broadcast, we can repurpose. Okay. Let's say for learning Adobe Animate, I plan to have this broadcast uploaded to a different YouTube video of ours. We can do that also in StreamYard. But of course, we're seeing here a notification. It has to be uh, 2 hours in length. So I think that this is a new feature in StreamYard. But of course, you have to really be prepared in order for your audience, if ever it's a pre-recorded You have to be prepared on um, preparing the recorded video so that it will be it will look very very live. So again, it's a danger as well. Please take note on doing so much pre-recorded stuff. It loses the authenticity and trust. So again, much better, but of course, depending on the situation, uh, you may use a pre-recorded version of your live stream. Okay, so that's again going live, and I have shown you the another feature of StreamYard for pre-recordings. Okay, so last two would be notice a while ago I showed you under settings, uh, under general, which is enabling record a separate audio file for each guest. So again, this is the feature if you want to repurpose your content, let's say for podcast. So going back to StreamYard, under broadcasts, under past. Okay, so I'm showing you here again our the list of our past broadcasts. So from here on this past broadcast, once more, you can repurpose this. I can embed this to our let's say your website. Okay, you can get or head into those social media pages to where it originated, of course. And finally, again, that feature, the good feature, one of the uh, advantageous feature of StreamYard is you get to download that recording and repurpose that. So let's say under this past broadcast, selecting download recording. Notice here you're seeing video recording. Okay, I can download that, repurpose that using Premiere Pro, After Effects, or your other preferred video editing software. Audio recording is simply a single audio, but for individual audio recordings, okay, this will contain separate audio files. So for this live stream, recall that I have Leicester and Jamaica. So if I download after this live stream, if I download those files, I will have three audio separate audio recordings of course me, Leicester, and Jamaica. So that's one of the advantageous feature of going into professional is that individual audio recordings. So yep, highly useful. So I guess we have friends who are into editing podcasts. So yeah, it's time to bring in StreamYard into your uh, work arsenal. Okay, and lastly, I have that Leicester and Jamaica actually noticed because this is also their first time discovering uh, StreamYard. So actually, they have mentioned earlier that it really is similar to Google Meet. Okay, so like here, um, similar to Google Meet because like Google Meet, I get to simply use a web browser. No need for downloads. No need for installations. So no need for that. And lastly, we can utilize StreamYard. So we actually are mostly, for me, utilizing StreamYard as a way to do quick meetings. Yep, quick meetings. So like for this one. So again, under broadcast upcoming, under load more, I created a broadcast which we typically use for quick meetings, and it's that online meeting. So if ever I would like to have a conversation with someone, have a video call, I get to simply on the address bar, I get to simply copy this URL, send that to anyone, and have an instant meeting. So simple as that, quick as that. So one of the, I guess, uh, awesome feature of StreamYard for quick meetings. Okay, so yep. I hope you learned something new, or if ever you have questions. So let me bring in once more Lester and Jamaica. So they are actually one of our on stage students, participants on how to learn StreamYard. Let me probably bring in Lester to ask for his feedback. Okay, what do you think about StreamYard, Lester? Or if ever do you have any questions?
Very useful po siya. Like, aside from you can have a meet, kagaya po ng sabi
If you're probably asking me, what is my current internet speed? So it is actually moderate in comparison to our other viewers. So what you're seeing right now, this stream is created simply with an 8 Mbps uh, average and 2 Mbps upload speed. So imagine that, unlike, I guess, some of our viewers having an internet subscription of more than 100. Again, thank you, Lester.
yeah, pa.
Okay, bringing in Jamaica. Jamaica, what are your impressions? Any questions?
I have none po, pero it's super flexible po, and especially now that we spend our most of our time on our homes, especially now because of the pandemic. So it's very flexible and useful po for streaming, especially now that most of the people are playing mobile games. They can stream online, so it's very useful po, and it can cater a lot of people and their needs po. So
Yeah. Are you also a gamer, Jamaica? Do you do live stream gaming?
unfortunately, no po. I don't
Ayan.
do online games.
Anyways, yep, for those who are planning, yes, you may utilize a StreamYard for you to live stream your games. So again, uh, mentioning to you that we are also streaming in Twitch. So again, if you're planning to, let's say, capture your game, it's simply once more uh, heading over to share screen, and preferably you share your uh, entire screen. So like what you're seeing right now, this is the full resolution of my screen. So if ever this is a game, of course, make sure if you prefer to share the audio, enable that audio feature. And I guess there's an additional bonus feature if you're in the paid plan. Okay, it's the giveaway tool. So it's simply StreamYard.com/giveaway. And this is actually a bonus tool for us to conduct a quick raffle draw. So let's say, so notice here on my drop down our upcoming trainings. So under this event, so notice the square brackets. This is what we're streaming now. So let's do the raffle draw. So I want you to comment down StreamYard. Okay, we now have 4 entries. Comment down StreamYard. So preferably, you make that comment in YouTube. Ayan, I'm seeing Nelsie commenting StreamYard. Okay, giving you another minute, and then I'll be clicking the draw button. Okay, so our first winner is, okay, so use it wisely. You have 3 months. Corinne Ann de Villa Garcia. Yep, once more, thank you so much. Again, if you have comments, questions, suggestions, please message me in LinkedIn. Thank you, Lester. Thank you, Jamaica. Ayan, and yep, see you po on our next LinkedIn local live event. Thank you so much, everyone. And yep, hoping to, yes, of course, see you all soon. Goodbye.